Blech. So the Mummies were the beginnings of discovering this whole branch of garage rock. So if human beings evolved from chimpanzees, whatever, primates, right? But then primates are still around in parallel with humans that have evolved from those primitive primates. That's what garage rock is. Garage rock is, it's changed a little bit, but it's pretty much this kind of unchanged aesthetic that goes all the way back to the 60s. It's counterculture. It is punk. It is punk before there was punk. That whole thing, that whole trip with Iggy Pop and MC5 and the Velvet Underground and the New York Dolls, as that is all going on, simultaneously, you have bands like the Sonics and the Seeds. This is a great song. Hold on, we got to play this. So that's actually a cover song by a band called the Pleasure Seekers, and the song is called What a Way to Die, and it's from the 60s or the early 70s. So you had this whole garage thing that was happening right alongside. There are tons of bands, countless bands. I know a mere fraction of them. That sort of continued unfettered in its own way, this way and that way, all the way through. And obviously, some of the later garage rock, as garage rock runs parallel with everything else, and the music tree and things branch off, and you have punk becoming hardcore, becoming, grunge, becoming pop punk, you have garage rock just being garage rock on the side. And obviously, as punk rock develops, the two go hand in hand, and garage rock gets almost edgier, crustier, fuzzier. How about because of that punk rock stuff? And then you wind up with stuff like the Mummies. You have the Mummies and Billy Childish, and he has a band called The Headcoats. Every band in this whole garage rock scene, they call themselves The, but The is spelled Thee. The Headcoats, The Milkshakes, The Mighty Caesars. The Mummies, however, are just the Mummies. Good point. So the term garage rock really does come into view with a very famous, iconic compilation. A lot of sort of either proto-punk bands, or you have the Chocolate Watch Band, I Had Too Much to Dream Last Night. You have the Seeds, You're Pushing Too Hard. The Ambroy Dukes, they appear on this compilation called Nuggets. It's compiled by Lenny Kaye of the Patti Smith Group. Nuggets, let me see when Nuggets came out particularly. So it came out in 72. I was off. It was from the label Elektra and Sire, both put it out. And it was compiled and produced by Lenny Kaye of the Patti Smith Band. And they did 4 or 5 volumes of Nuggets. There's a lot of Nuggets. There's Son of Nuggets, it's a whole franchise. And they just kept doing it. And then, from that, then all of a sudden there's this sort of understanding of what garage rock is. And then from garage rock, when the Mummies come around, I don't know if I'm doing a great explanation of explaining the Mummies' history here, but this is kind of me, me, I speak off the top of the domes. This is me trying that. So then what happens is you have the Mummies, they come around. I don't know if the Mummies coined the term, but out of garage rock, you get this aesthetic called budget rock.